I was recently told about a game called The Hunted from Musical Doodle, and they invited me to check out the game's official Discord. I have to say, I liked what I saw and decided to reach out to the developers and asked to speak to them about their game. To my surprise, they said yes. Guys, how's it going?
Going good.
Perfect.
Good.
As you can tell, it is a group of guys that are putting on a really cool game. Guys, tell me about your game.
Where do you want to start is the real question. It started from playing Path of Titans, me and Jake. And one day I was like, dude, this would be sick if it was modern animals. And I was like, all right, we're going to make a game. And then probably like shortly after, I was like, the business side kicked in. I'm like, let's check out what the competitors are like before we just up and make a game. So then I saw some other games that were fairly similar. They had a lot of potential. They just weren't up to what I was looking to play. So I was like, we're going to create our own game. And that's how that was started. And slowly over time, we just kept bringing on more developers.
So is this going to be a single player game or a multiplayer online game?
For the most part, it's supposed to be strictly multiplayer. We didn't plan on implementing single player, only because I'm personally not interested in the AI aspect, because they can be overly aggressive, and that just wouldn't be fun for players.
So if it's an online game, are you going to have groups or herds with chat?
There definitely will be groups and herds. We will do same species local chat just to make sure that the chat's not cluttered with anything unrelated to the game.
What animals do you plan on having in the game then?
Each map essentially is its own biome. So each map will have the essential animals that you can think of when it comes to that biome. And the biomes that I will speak on right now that we're doing for beta will be the rainforest. So our beta roster list is what? The anaconda, the gorilla, the rhino, some buffaloes, tiger, leopard, jaguar, and a few other animals that are just for that private beta roster.
So basically each biome is going to have its own roster of animals?
Yes.
How many biomes do you plan on having?
As far as official biomes, we plan on having about 5.
Do you plan on having fish or other aquatic species?
We do plan on releasing a fully aquatic biome.
Ocean, lake, what are we thinking?
We're going to do an ocean biome.
Are you going to have AI and NPCs?
So, yes, we will have AIs. As far as how deep we want to go into it, it'll probably be very small mammals and fish that really won't do any damage to players, but just more as a food source.
Now, you mentioned that you were playing other animal games. I know they have a lot of issues with balancing herbivores against predators. Do you have a plan on that?
So the way that we have the stat system set up is really balanced as far as numbers go. Obviously, for the beta roster, there's not too many things that can take down a rhino by itself. But with the right strategy, you can achieve that kill on herbs. But I would say, as far as this game goes, herbs, it would be in people's favor to play herbs.
Really? It would be in their favor to play an herbivore?
Yes.
Interesting. So what really makes this game different than the other animal survival games?
There's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of detail. And we are probably going to be the first game to really push the limits with grooming. Every animal that you see that's going to be in game will be groomed and have 3D fur that in fact interacts with the environment. Most other games use just the material texture and leave it at that. So as far as the grooming goes, we'll be probably the first game to really push that to its limits. The combat system is going to be completely different compared to every other game in our genre. And then the biomes, most people or most other companies that have done this similar game try to implement the same biome all on one map. We are offering different servers per map.
So to go along with your grooming, I assume there's going to be different color options. Are you going to have breedable color options, or is there going to be like a wheel to choose different colors?
So it'll kind of be like both, if you would say. So you will be able to breed in or inherent colors once we do the genetic system, but you'll also be able to select your skin type if you don't like what you inherited, or if you're creating a new animal from scratch, you get to select your skins, and it'll be more of a preset skin versus choosing, like, creating a color. We do plan on implementing a shader, like a slider, that you can change the tone and contrast of it, but for the most part, most of the skins will be pre-made.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you're going to have different stats. Are you breeding for stats, or what are you actually doing there?
So as far as each animal, we will have a subspecies that will have more of a... You will get to choose the subspecies, like, for example, a defense build or a speed build or a balance build. We won't implement, like, custom stats.
Do you plan on having flying animals then?
We do plan on having birds of prey. And flyers in general, we definitely do plan on having. As far as private beta, we won't have any flyers. We want to kind of perfect it because it is something that lacks in other games. And we don't want to just push it out there because we know people want it. So that's something that we want to perfect before we release it.
I saw something about apes in your Discord. Do you plan on having climbing in the game?
Yes. So the apes will be able to climb except for the gorilla. And our big cats, for the most part, will be able to climb to an extent. So the jag and leopard will be able to climb. The tiger, it'll take up a lot of its stamina before it could keep up with any of those other cats climbing wise, or even the apes.
Now, I happen to know that making a game like this is not cheap. Do you guys have Patreon, Kickstarter, anything like that? And if so, is there different levels? What do people get?
So we switched from Kickstarter to PayPal donations because it helps us work in real time versus waiting for to reach our budget or our goal and then start working. So luckily, our community has been really supportive, and we did. We received a lot of donations, and our pledge system is amazing.
I saw there was different levels on there. Yeah,
I was gonna say I will let Jake tell you guys about the pledge system and what rewards are offered.
We'll start with the beta pledge, our cheapest pledge that starts at $20. That includes just the base game. So
unfortunately, since I recorded that, they have changed their levels. So the new levels are the Prey, $10. That unlocks a rare skin. The Hunter, $20. That unlocks a King Cobra. There's 50 of them available. The Scavenger, $30. Gives you a base game with one DLC map. There's 40 available. Predator, $60. Full game with all DLC and an emote. There's 30 of those available. And the Import, $350. Import an animal that is not planned to be in the game. Alright, now back to the video. Excellent. That doesn't sound out of line, actually. A lot of developers are asking right around the same amount of money for their Patreons.
Yeah, we didn't want to try to set our pledges too high without offering anything that was of value. Surprisingly, our Apex pledge sold the best out of all of the pledges. And True Predator sold out instantly once we released it. And both times that we released it, it sold out instantly.
What game engine is this game being built on?
The game is currently being developed on Unreal Engine 5.
Is this a solo dev team, or are you all in on the development of the game?
So as far as the guys that are in here with me right now, Jake handles a lot of the business on the back end. Spiff is our community manager. And I'm really the one that's pushing it, at least financially. The devs that we do have, we have about 6 devs that are working on it, but I want to say 3 of them have their own teams underneath them. So we have a good amount of people working on the game. As far as when we release the game, the name will be altered. I have some ideas for what we are going to end up going with, it was something that we were concerned about.
Tell us about the growth and prestiging system.
Unlike any other game, we want our passive growth to be significantly faster than any other game. Only because I come from Path of Titans, where you have to quest to grow, and that gets annoying after you've had your fun questing, and there's no passive growth. So there was also another issue where people love to complain about being killed as a juvenile. So to kind of get that out, like that issue out of the way, we went with a faster growth rate passively. And as far as questing goes, you won't be collecting acorns or pine cones or branches to grow. All your challenges will be hunting based. Since we do have a fast passive growth system, you probably are curious of like, where's the fun at then, since everybody's going to be adult like within the first hour of the game. We implemented a prestiging system. So in order to unlock new abilities, skins, in-game currency, you have to level up to reach a prestige. And every time you prestige, you start over.
There's a few things I want to say about the developers of The Hunted. First off, I joined their Discord, and I have to say I have never seen developers more in tune with their audience than The Hunted developers. They are on, I'm not going to say every day, but almost every day, doing something. All of the video that you pretty much saw is off of their Discord. Also, it was in live streams that they were doing, showing everybody the work that they were doing that day, live streaming the work that was being done. They also have a Twitch channel where they go in and they do a ton of giveaways, and I am very impressed with this development team, and I look forward to seeing what they can do. But I want to know, what do you think? Do you think that they're going to be able to stand up against games like the Cenozoic era or even Animalia? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to join their Discord, all you got to do is click the link down in the description. And I want to say thank you for watching. If you like this video, click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch more videos. And guys, I'll see you in the next video. Later, players.